We're live.
Ready?
Live.
Shalom, y'all the real Hebrew Israelites. We want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ha, Rakah, Kadash. Let's do that over, I said. We got to give all praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ha, Rakah, Kadash. We want to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akiam who are pushing this truth with sincerity. Alright? And we're going to jump into the book of Nahum. The brother's going to run it out.
This is Nahum 1:1. The burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum, the Elokushite.
God, so just to bring it out, as you can see when you read the scriptures, you know, the more you learn in this truth, the more this becomes an oppression. You realize the oppression that's around you. So many of the intros, when the prophets wrote these books, you know, through Yahweh's word, you know, they start out with the burden, because this truth is literally a burden. You know, when you learn all the oppression and the wickedness that's around you, it becomes a burden. Okay? So these prophets, you know, a prophet is a characteristic of a prophet. You're going to be burdened in this captivity, in these South Kingdom. All right? Go ahead, brother.
Going on, verse 2, it says, power is jealous, and Yahweh revengeth. Yahweh revengeth and is furious. Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies.
Time. So Yahweh says he's jealous, right? That's his first commandment. What's his first commandment? It's put no other gods before him, right? So if you're out here, you're not, you know, hearkening and taking heed to this truth, you're busy, you know, in the doctrines of the so-called white man who's the Edomite, well then, you know, that pisses him off, you know? He's literally, he's got a jealous, you know, emotion towards that thing, you know? And, you know, most Christians, you can't even tell them that God hates or that he's jealous. You know, they think, they don't know nothing, so they're not going to accept that, you know? They have no understanding of these scriptures. Go ahead. Oh, and then the second part of that verse dealing with his revenge. It says Yahweh will take revenge on his adversaries when he reserveth wrath for his enemies. All right? And everybody's an enemy. If you're not getting down with the truth, you know, if you're not in this doctrine, well then you become an enemy to Yahweh. All right? And we know who that starts out with. It starts out with the so-called white man, who is Esau Edom. All right? So you better make sure, you better believe that he's going to take vengeance on his enemies. All right? Yeah, go ahead.
He takes vengeance on me, God.
See, and that kid, he said something. He mocked, and what does his shirt say on the back? It says NASA. And what does NASA mean? NASA means deception. You know what I'm saying? In the Hebrew, you know, the Space Center, NASA, that means, they literally, the Edomite, who is the wicked, he literally, that's what he names the space station after, right? Deception. You know? And that's that deception that is spills over to the Israelites, who are our people. They fall into that. They probably set it up. They lack the knowledge. Okay? And then, let me bring this precept down. This is Exodus 20:5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Khan.
So right there, you know, it's saying, Yahweh deals with, you know, well, first off, there's a regeneration. You know, every 4 to 5 generations, our souls are back on earth, in the past when we died. But this is going back also to your fathers. Like the so-called white man, he'll come to the camp and he'll say, that wasn't us. We weren't the ones who put you guys in slavery. We weren't the ones who, did these atrocities to the nation of Israel. But in fact, it was. It was them. They lack the knowledge, so they don't understand that. Right?
Let me get a quick precept. This is Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him.
So he's coming with clouds, right? And that's a metaphor for the chariots, the great glory, because that's going to be a glorious thing. You see thousands of chariots in the sky, and they're coming here for two things: one for destruction, and two for deliverance. But the deliverance side is going to be the smaller number, right? And the ones, read the end of that verse.
And they also which pierced him.
God, and so who pierced him? The Romans, the Edomites, right? People will say, oh, the Jews did it. You know what I mean?
Or they might say, oh, that was my father. That was my forefather.
Khan.
But like you had mentioned, there's that regeneration, man. So how are those that pierced him going to see him if they've already hit the grave, man? Their eyes been consumed by the worms and what have you.
Khan, that's a great point, because that's what it is, man. These regenerated souls, well, the souls are always there, but the flesh, right? That's why they call it reincarnation, because that word reincarnation breaks down to re, meaning again, in, meaning in, and then carnation, meaning just like carnal, carne in Spanish, meat, right? Back again in the flesh, right? That's what that word breaks down to. So that's like the brother said, through that reincarnation, regeneration, these are the same people that are out here. They're the same ones that pierced Yahweh Shai. That's it, bro. Go ahead and read on.
Listen, Nahum 1:3. Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked.
Khan. We know who the wicked is. The wicked is those Edomites, right? Because they're constantly doing wicked. They're playing their part according to this Bible, right? And slow to anger, Yahweh, he hasn't destroyed these heathen and these Gentiles who are the Israelites, because he's patient, and this is the grace period. He's given you opportunity and grace, and he's got the prophets were standing out here teaching. So this is the time when you want to get right, But in fact, instead, you have people walking by mocking everything we're saying and doing, right? Because they don't value the truth.
This is another precept, brother. This is Ecclesiastes 8:11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Right?
Go ahead and break it down.
So because that like the brother has said, you're in that time of grace, and there might not be you might not catch judgment right away for the things that you've done, or we ultimately know that we're going to enter into Jacob's trouble, man. The mark of the beast, the RFID chip is coming out, and you're going to have all these plagues hitting the earth like a turmoil, man. But with that being said, just because it's not happening right now, you got people mocking and scoffing and doing whatever they want to. All right, not adhering to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, and therefore they're going and doing wickedness, man. Because folly is because sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily.
And that wickedness is even when they go to try and worship God, because they're doing it in the wrong spots, They're doing it in the false doctrines. That's what they may have a zeal for Yahweh, but they're actually zealous for Jesus Christ, which is the demon, And
that second Lord that what's that Paul talks about that everybody's worshiping.
goes back to the ancient times. Nothing new under the sun, you know. Serapis Christos, and then now you have Jesus Christ as a stumbling block for these Israelites who are out here, you know. Let's see. I got a quick precept. This is Exodus. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, that's the same one. Exodus 34 and 6. All right? It says, and the Lord passed by before him and proclaimed, the Lord God, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and in truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the... I know the Spirit wanted to bring it out again. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children unto the third and fourth generation. Right? So Yahweh is he's a God that deals with nations with it as far as his punishment is set out. You know? Because the punishment is going to start out in the house of God, which is Israel. Right? That's why Jacob's trouble is going to come on these people. And it's also coming on us. You know, the only difference is the heathen, the Gentiles are going to stumble. You're going to have suicides. You're going to have murders. It's going to be a crazy time to live in Jacob's trouble. All right, and the weak, the people who don't have a foundation, they're done for. You know, the men in the hold that hold the truth. The word is going to be the stability in these times. That's the only thing that's going to keep you stable.
Micah, verse like Nahum 1 and 4, he rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers. Bashan languisheth, and Carmel and the flower of Lebanon languisheth.
God, so he rebuketh the sea, meaning the sea, that's a metaphor for the people, all right? That's a metaphor for what sea is that? Who are his people? It's the Israelites. That's who he's rebuking. You can't rebuke a heathen. You can't rebuke an Edomite, you know? Edomites are, they're vile creatures who were never given the law. So, you know, when he's talking about rebuking the sea, he's dealing with his own people, his chosen, the Israelites.
This is a quick precept. This is Revelation 17 and 15. And he saith unto thee, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are people and multitudes and nations and tongues.
Giving you a breakdown and an understanding of what those people are. That sea, the waters, is actually referring to people, right? And you know, that's a metaphor, and that's how we've been commanded to read these books. It's precept upon precept, so that we can get those understandings of the dark sayings and the parables and the proverbs. You know, without the precept, you have no understanding. That's why when you go in a Christian church, they never tell you to read precept upon precept.
What is a precept then? It's a precept is something that's being kind of a law, which is being reiterated throughout the entire scripture. So, you know, you're going to be seeing something that's being talked about, but yet it goes back to a precept, to a prophecy, man. So you see the prophecies are the foundation of this truth, man. If somebody tells you something, they better be able to back it up with multiple precepts.
And when we were in darkness, hey, we stayed in darkness because we didn't even know about precept. You know what I mean? But now we have the precepts, so guess what? Now that knowledge is increasing, you know? Now that Spirit is working with us because it makes sense, you know? Yeah, we can read the brothers, I know they can agree with me on this. When we go to study, we may read one chapter, and that takes us a whole hour and a half, 2 hours, just because we're going to the precepts, you know?
Especially when you get a lot of brothers together, man. We'll do things where we're reading a particular chapter or a particular book, you know, and then we'll go over a chapter, you know, once a week. And sometimes, man, we'll get through like 3 verses, and by the time it's been an hour and a half,
Right.
and all we done is got through 3 verses because all the precepts.
Right. Right. And each brother, one of the things about being diligent in this is, like the elders, they would bring it out. If you're in this thing for 6 months, if you're in this thing for a year, well, hey, when you hear a brother read a verse, precept should be coming to your mind. All right, you should start clicking. Now when we read this book, when we read the Bible, I know I'm not speaking for just myself, but I might read a verse and another precept pops in, and I'll fill it in. I'll add it to my book.
This is going on. Nahum 1 and 5. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burnt at his presence.
At his presence. So Yahweh is telling you when he makes himself present, well, guess what? It's going to be that destruction. It's going to be those missiles are going to be in full force. Those chariots are going to be shooting fire down at the wicked. So you're going to have fervent heat melting the elements. And those mountains quake, just like when he gave us the laws in Mount Sinai, when he gave it to Moses. He told Moses, hey, only you come up to the mountain. Was Aaron permitted? I don't know. Did Aaron go up with him? No, it was just Moses. So when Yahweh showed up to give him the laws in a chariot, well, what did the mountain do? That mountain was shaking, man. Those trees on that mountain was shaking.
Yeah, it terrified the Israelites at the bottom of the mountain.
They didn't know what was. Well, they saw the chariot, but they were freaked out. You know what I mean?
I got a couple more.
Bring it out, bro.
This is Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 5. Before him, with the pestilence and burning coals, went forth at his feet. He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills.
He sundered the nations, meaning he split those things in half. We're not supposed to be joined to the other nations, as an Israelite.
We're over the nations, man.
We're above the nations, And the Israelites are going to lead the earth to have the dominion when Yahweh returns and restores us in the kingdom on earth.
It says, the perpetual hills did bow, his ways are everlasting. Go ahead.
Daddy kingdom is going to be eternal.
Go ahead and jump to verse 8 to kind of get to the point. It says, Was Yahweh displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea? That thou didst ride upon thy horse and thy chariots of salvation?
Was the wrath against those people? Was his wrath against the rivers, meaning the water, the knowledge? Because this knowledge is like a water fountain. And his wrath has been against his own people. That's why we're in these curses in Babylon. Is that a chariot?
And even with that being said, man, Habakkuk just showing the power of Yahweh by Shem Shai, man. When that judgment comes, questioning whether or not he was pissed off at the lake or the waters or the grass, because everything's catching this destruction, man. Just like the brother said, the very elements that create all things are gonna melt with fervent heat. I'm gonna grab that precept too. But let me read a couple more verses out of this Habakkuk. This is verse 9. Thy bow was made quite naked, according to the oaths of the tribes, even thy word. Thou didst cleave the earth with rivers. The mountains saw thee, and they trembled. The overflowing of the water passed by. The deep uttered his voice, and lift up his hands on high.
There's going to be a lot of destruction, and there's going to be, even the earth is going to tremble, and it's going to be a vexation to the earth when it comes back. It's going to burn this place, man. Fire. That's how you cleanse something, is with fire. Man.
This is Second Peter chapter 3. And let me see where to start. And this is verse 5. It says, "For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the heavenly Father the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that was then, being overflowed with water, perished, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire."
God. So as in the days of Noah, when Yahweh flooded the earth, but now he's going to burn the earth, you know? And that shows Yahweh he's on balance. You know, balance is a delight to him, you know? So,
and perdition of ungodly men.
God, and destruction of ungodly men. And that includes 2/3 of the nation of Israel, because 2/3 of our people are ungodly.
Yeah, they're going to have to die here, man. If you want to live like the heathen, then you're going to die like the heathen.
Only 1/3 of our people in the elect, which is 144,000, which is a small number among the heathen, that are going to be delivered in those chariots.
I'm going to jump to verse 10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a and
the day of the Lord is going to come like a thief in the night. But is it going to come like that to the prophets in the 144? No, because we are the watchmen. We're the ones who's telling you what's coming. We're the seers. You know, I did a sit down this week, and it was on my spirit to do the sit down on the gates, right? Because the gate is a metaphor for a prophet. Some of the synonyms for that word would be a prophet, porter, which is a doorkeeper. That's another word for a doorkeeper. So when you read the word gates, many times in scriptures, it's a metaphor for the prophets, because whenever you want access to go into like a backyard, what do you need to go through? You need to go through the gate. While in the same fashion with the kingdom, if you want access to the kingdom, you have to hearken to the truth that the prophets are bringing out. You know, that's the access. If you hear this truth and it's for you, then you're going to get that access. You know, but if you reject it, access denied. You know.
And this is going on. It says, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
And what's that great noise? It's going to be those missiles, right? Those missiles are going to make a great noise. If you don't believe me, ask, there was an attack just a couple days ago, right, in Syria? Between the Turks and Syria. And that's just showing you that, hey, it's getting heated up, man.
Going on, it says, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. You know, showing exactly what we were talking about, man. This place is going to be burnt down to the very element. All this that you see here, man, is going to be burnt up. This grass, water, trees, and including these people, man. This goddamn mud wrap here over here on the right where the sign is, man. You see, this place is defiled, man. This place has to be destroyed, and none other but by the purest cleaning element, which is fire, man. There's a cancer that's entered the universe, man. All right, Esau, Edom being that chief host, that chief cancer particle, man. But anyway, going on, it says, and the earth also, and the works that are therein, shall be burnt up. And that's good on that.
That's okay. That's good. That's right in line.
Going on Nahum, I'm going to read 5 again. Nahum 1 and 5. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burnt at his presence. Yeah, the world and all that dwell therein.
All that dwell therein, you know. Because most of, like I said, most of these people, these heathen, these Gentiles, the word heathen is nations. Gentiles refers to these Israelites who are out here in darkness and don't want to repent. Alright?
Going on, verse 6. Who can stand before his indignation?
His indignation, that means the word indignation means provoked anger. Alright? Who can stand against Yahweh's provoked anger?
And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him.
God. And I'm going to bring out a precept on that. Right? I've got Isaiah 14 and 16. Because at the end of the day, Yahweh is going to put the spirit on Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, to send those missiles. It's going to be Russia, right? They're going to be the first. If Esau deceives you, he's always trying to point fingers at like North Korea and says that's the number one adversary, Babylon. And in fact, it's going to be his own people over in Russia, right? So not only is Yahweh going to destroy with fire, but he's going to put that spirit on Esau to send those missiles, right? And this is a precept. This is Isaiah 14, because this is what the people are going to ask after a few of those missiles hit, because they're not all coming at once, but there's going to be 200 million that hit America and destroy it. This is Isaiah 14:16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms? Right? Because that son of perdition, which is Esau, he's going to shake the kingdoms with those ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles. He's already done it with his atomic power. Well, now he's gonna show you his horns with his nuclear power. All right. We're at. Oh yeah, I got another piece. Jeremiah 10 and 10. It says, but the Lord is the true power. He is the living power and an everlasting king. At his wrath the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to hide his indignation, or to abide his indignation. Meaning, Esau, Edom, they may have their bunkers, but when those missiles come and those chariots come, Esau's not going to escape judgment, man. The so-called white man is not going to escape judgment.
That's right.
You know? You want to go back to verse 6? Or actually 7.
This is going on in Nahum 1 and 7. Yahweh is good and strong, hold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust him.
Yahweh knows who trusts in him. All right, he knows who's out here doing the work. He knows out who's sincere and who's not. You know, because there are going to be brothers even in the camps that are not sincere and that are not going to get taken up in those chariots. You know, Lord willing, the men you see standing out here, we're part of that. You know, but hey, it's not like I said. We always teach you guys. Hey, it's all about who's chosen. You don't choose him; he chooses you. All right. Go ahead, I presume.
This is going on Nahum 1 and 8. But with an overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of this place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies.
God. It's going to be a dark, dark day, that day of wrath that comes to these heathen and these Gentiles like a thief in the night, right? And not unto the watchmen and also the seers, right? There's many metaphors used in the Bible that explain the men who Yahweh has reserved, and Yahweh Shai, those are his disciples, his apostles. You become a disciple and then an apostle. When you're a disciple, you're disciplined in the truth. That means student. But after you learn, hey, your job is to go be a fisherman and to become an apostle, which means sent out, meaning sent out to teach. All right. And then this is a precept, Isaiah 33 and 6 says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation, the fear of Yahweh in his treasure." All right? So you're not going to be saved by an underground bunker, right? You're not going to be saved by your money. You're not going to be saved by your guns, right? You got these doomsday preppers, mostly peace out. They're getting ready, because some of these people understand we're in the latter days, and they're prepping. But that's not going to save them. The only thing that's going to save you is the word. It's the ability. If you haven't been diligent, hey, that's your bad,
He's only the Most High is only going to save them for the elect to go out and seek them and destroy them, get them out of there.
God, the only reason why they'd be kept alive is so that they can be seeked out and hunted by the
How you doing? Going on this is Nahum 1 and 8, 9, right?
8, yeah,
8.
yeah.
But with an overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies.
Okay, you can read that. Yeah, so.
Verse 9, and you got to think about it too, man. With these ICBMs, it tells you that the sun and the moon are going to be blocked out, man.
God.
So
that mushroom cloud, that dirt that flies in the air, and all the aftermath.
Yep. Creates darkness, man, and then all life dies because there's a blockage of the sun. You got radiation. You see that this nuke was created to just destroy everything, man. Right? Yep. And verse 9 it says, "What do ye imagine against the Yahweh? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time." Right?
Go ahead.
Showing you right here, man, the sun. Affliction will not rise up a second time, man. When this wicked devil man, this so-called white man, is destroyed, all right, being Esau, Edom, peace will flourish, man. But you see, you can't have peace on the earth while you have the so-called white man walking free, man, because he was created to kill. He was created to destroy, man. All right, it's like the brother said, I have created the waster to destroy. But you see, once this destruction comes, then things will be able to be bound up and healed, man. All right. And telling you too, what do you imagine against Yahweh, man? People are remedial, man. How are you gonna raise up against the Most High? Just like that kid going by on the skateboard, mocking and scoffing. What did he say? The Most High could destroy me, something like that. Yeah, but you see, man, just remedials. All right, the Creator of all energy, you're gonna scoff and mock at, and act like you're gonna have the last laugh.
That word remedial, that means beginner. It means like you have no knowledge, you're just beginning, which these heathen ain't even really remedial compliments.
Yeah, they haven't even hit the starting line. Well, verse 10. For while they be folded, while they be folded together as thrones, and while they are drunken as drunkards, they shall be devoured as stubble fully fired. Fuely fires.
So they're going to be devoured, and I got a precept real quick for that. For behold, this is Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. All the proud, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Right? The Lord of hosts, that means the Lord of armies. Right? So when Esau busts out his missiles and tries to follow through with his agenda, and Yahweh's army is dynamic compared to Esau's. Okay?
What did it say? Well, they'd be drunken as drunkards. So when Esau is at his fullest, man, right? Sudden destruction is going to come upon him.
Because he's laxed, right? He doesn't feel like his kingdom's going to end anytime soon. He's still building. He's still, marrying, getting drunk, like it says here. This is his kingdom, man. This is his heaven, right? This is Satan's heaven. Who is the so-called white man? Right?
2/3 are all for it.
2/3 are down with the devil. Dancing with the devil.
Verse 11. It says, there is one come out of thee that imagineth evil against Yahweh and wicked counsel.
And who's that wicked counselor? Starting out with that nation of evil. Because he's the one who has got our people in all of this foolishness, and in this unbelief. And their heads are all fucked up because of his Christianity, because of his Jehovah's wickedness, because of his Catholicism. Our people's heads are all fucked up, and that's that wicked counselor.
What is Esau's thought process, man? That this is his kingdom, this is his world, not the Most High's.
He believes in his heart that he is God, meaning in his mind. He believes in his mind that he really is the Most High. We even have Edomites shout that out. I am God, That's their wicked spirit. So that is the spirit of the so-called white man. It's a wicked spirit, and he's the left-hand side.
Going on, verse 12. Thus saith the Lord, though they be quiet, and likewise many, yet thus shall they be cut down. When he shall pass through, though I have afflicted thee, I will afflict thee no more.
Because he's afflicting us right now. He's using the so-called white man, the Edomite, as a whipping stick right now. Right? He's the one who's got our people under oppression. He's the one who's shooting our brothers in the streets with no condemnation. He's the one who's afflicting us. Ever since the book of Genesis, that's been his spirit. That's been his MO. Right? Bring the affliction to the blood.
Because she was created for him. That's his job. His lot. Verse 13. For now will I break his yoke from off thee, and will burst thy bonds in asunder.
The word bonds, that means slave, bondage, right? So Yahweh Shai is going to be the only man who can deliver us, right, from this affliction, from this captivity, from this oppression. But no, the wicked, who is the white man, the so-called white man, he's got Jake thinking there's hope. What was Obama's slogan? Change. Change is going to come.
Hope
and change. See? So that's his wickedness. He's got our people in darkness. Matter of fact, I was talking to Jake today, and he was talking about, life is beautiful. And he was talking about, because I heard him inviting one of the co-workers, saying, hey, you can come to my church, man. And he said, life is beautiful. Hey, life is not beautiful for these people,
It shouldn't be beautiful for you.
John, if you feel like this life is beautiful, then you're definitely going to get destroyed. And that means already made allegiance to this devil. It means you're going to take that position, right? If you're busy feeling beautiful right now, you know, you should be afflicted. You know, when you're in this truth, it does afflict you. You know? So, where we at? Let's see. But Yahweh is the only one who can break that yoke off of this Edomite's affliction, right? I was shy by Hashem, they're the only ones. You know? It's not going to be Martin Luther King. It's not going to be, you know, Marcus Garvey. It's not going to be Cesar Chavez. It's not going to be.
That's the spirit. I was just going to bring out his name too.
It's not going to be Barack Obama, who's actually a Hamite. You know, all these people, these so-called black people, they think that's his people. You know? Why? Because our people have no knowledge of this truth. You know?
And then not no unity between us is gonna bring them down. We have to, you know, we have to seek the Most High, Yahweh Shai. We have to seek Him.
Esau divides. That's his slogan too. Divide and conquer. You know, our people are divided. You know, you have in the hood. You have many times. You have Judah against Issachar. You know, and that's not even knowing that they're the same people. You know, which is the so-called black men and the so-called Mexicans.
Going on, what was that, verse 14?
Yep.
Nahum 1:14, and Yahweh hath given a commandment concerning thee, that no more of thy name be sown out of the house of thy gods. Will I cut off the graven image and the molten image.
God, Yahweh is going to deliver. Yahweh Shai is going to take us out of this madness, right? You're not going to be following your saints and Catholicism, statues, praying to your false image. Yahweh said right here, he's cutting all that off. Those are actually called dumb idols. The word dumb means that you cannot speak. The ancient times, dumb and then you couldn't speak. So what do you think those idols? They can't speak. They can't say anything. A lot of people are so fucked up in this illusion. You know, they literally put hope and faith into dumb idols.
And it says, I will make thy grave. Who's going to make his grave? The Heavenly Father, man. Shows you his austerity once again. I will make thy grave, for thou art vile.
God, when you're vile, this is what you're doing. You're following after Edom. Because he's the most vile creature on planet Earth. Right? That word vile goes back to being, just downright nasty, away from the truth. In deception. So you're literally, if you're down with the Edomite, you're vile. According to the Most High God. Right?
Going on, verse 15. Behold upon the mountains the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace. O Judah, keep thy solemn feasts, perform thy vows. For the wicked shall no more pass through thee. He is utterly cut off.
Right. So Yahweh was reminding us, starting out with this head tribe, Judah. Keep the solemn feasts, perform thy vows. So as brothers in this truth, that's what we're doing. We're rehearsing the righteous acts of the scriptures. Right? And why is it a rehearsal? It's a rehearsal because right now it's temporary, but in the kingdom we're going to be doing those acts, and we're going to be celebrating those feasts. We're going to be keeping the law, without even thinking about it. We're going to know what to do. The law is going to be sealed in our mind, right? And brother, if you want to jump to Revelation 20, start with 7. And then at the end of that verse it said, the wicked shall no more pass through thee, he is utterly cut off. The reason is because this Edomite, the so-called white man, he's going to be destroyed. He's going to be destroyed twice. Right? He's going to be destroyed when Yahweh Shai visits the earth, and then he's going to be cut off after 1,000 years of slavery in the kingdom, right? Yahweh Shai is going to destroy the so-called white man. He's only going to be in the kingdom for a day, according to the scripture, because 1,000 years with Yahweh is unto a day, right? So literally, that's all he's got in the kingdom, man, and it's going to be a long, hard fucking day for that Edomite.
This is Revelation 20 in verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Shaitan shall be loose out of his prison.
God, and this is actually dealing with the Dark Ages, right? Because you had the so-called Moors, now the so-called blacks. They were ruling in Europe, but they had the Edomites who were reserved unto the Caucasus Mountains. Right? That's where they got the name Caucasian, which means cave dweller, right? When they were in the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia, they literally dwelt in the caves. They're the real cavemen, right? That's why these fuckers don't even shower. You know, if you're around Edomites, they have very dirty hygiene, you know?
Right.
And it's like, you know.
I had one the other day, man. Came with this delivering something. Opened up the back of his truck. And I walked over there, and man, the whole thing just smelled like shit.
Yeah. These Edomites, man, especially if they're, you know, they're nasty. I've seen it firsthand, like my brother, like, you know? We all have. People around us there.
Verse 8. And did I read that whole 7?
I don't think so.
Revelation 20 is 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Shaitan shall be loose out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations.
Time. So after they were in the Caucasus Mountains, as a punishment because them Israelites were stubborn, calling themselves Moors, taking on Muslim religions, taking on Christianity, taking on the heathen ways, while Yahweh raised up the sword against them, which is those Caucasians who came out of the caves to destroy the greatest nation that is on the earth. You know? So that was that time period from about 400 AD to about 1400 AD, which was the Renaissance, meaning the rebirth of the word Renaissance means rebirth, dealing with the dominion of the Edomite on planet Earth. Right?
Verse 8. And shall go to deceive many nations which are in the four corners of the earth.
And so that's what you see happening right now. Right? This Edomite, he's deceiving all the nations. Just like in Rome and in Babylon, America, you have some melting pot, right? You have Arabs, you have Chinese, you have all these different nations, and they're all hearkening to the ways of the Edomite.
Gog and Magog together, them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
And Magog, that's dealing with what we brought out earlier, Russia. Right? It's not going to be North Korea that starts the nuclear war. It's going to be that nation of Magog, which is Russia in modern day times. Right? You want to bring that one more time, Zach?
Verse 8. The whole thing?
Yeah.
So like in Revelation 20 and 8. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth. Gog and Magog together, them together to battle. Salakia, to gather them together to battle.
And Esau, where does he go? He's not satisfied with his own nation. He wants to go conquer all these nations and force his policies and his doctrines, his democracy, his Christianity.
He basically wants a blessing. Ever since the book of Genesis, he was salty because the blessing was given unto Israel. The earth was created for us, and that was the blessing that we received.
Esau, but he's never satisfied. So he goes on all the waters, all the lands, and of course pushes all of his bullshit on all the nations, receiving all of them. Right? Because nowadays, man, you can have our women, they're fucking dating something. Some of these heathen, some of these Gentiles in the nation of Israel, women, they're all up on Esau's nuts. They want his credit, they want his house. Right now, like we said, this is Esau's dominion, this is his kingdom. That's how it's changed.
The number of whom is as the sand of the sea, verse 9, and they went up to the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city, and fire came down from the heavenly Father out of heaven and devoured them.
Come. So all that sand of the sea, it's Israel. It's dealing with Israel. There's no other greater nation, not even in numbers, greater than the nation of Israel. But what does Esau tell you? He tells you that China and India have the numbers when it comes to nation. No, and in fact, it's the Israelites. We outnumber everybody. The white man doesn't want to know that. He don't want to know how great you are. He don't want to know if you know how power you have in numbers. We want to keep you in that darkness, right? Is that 10?
No, this is 10. It's, Revelation 20 and 10. And the devil that deceiveth them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and they shall be tormented day and night forever and ever.
Time. Starting out in America being destroyed. That's that first day of that 1,000 years. It's gonna be affliction on Esau. Esau's gonna drink from the same cup that he made us drink from. Right? I got one more real quick. This is Romans 10 and 15. And how shall they preach except they be sent? Like I said earlier, we're the apostles now. We're still students, but starting out with our apostles, elder apostles of Great Millstone, they've been sent out. And how do they preach? It says, except they be sent. Right? If we didn't have the elders, then that wouldn't fulfill prophecy. We'd still be standing around like where do we learn this truth? And the apostles had to come about. We had to be given mercy from Yahweh to come across this truth. Right? Any one of these brothers on this camp line tonight, if they sharing this truth with somebody, that's a great mercy from Yahweh for you even to get a small dose of this truth. Right? Because for people who are, I should just say the men of Yahweh, when we've been seeking this to know the truth our whole life since we were young children, when we were given that small dose of the truth, man, your spirit should have been on fire that day. You should have went home and looked up anything you can, figure out knowledge of this Bible. You should be
that's how it is, man.
Fire.
It inflames that fire, and that's why Hebrews, I believe it's the 10th chapter, tells you to remember that fervent heat. You gotta learn to endure, man. Because you're gonna be put through some shit being in this truth, man.
If you're not on fire, man, you may fall out.
If you're not on fire, you're gonna be devoured by fire.
Double-edged sword, And then this is Romans 10 and 15. I'm going to read it again. And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring the glad tidings of good things. All right. So what did we just say? We said Yahweh is going to destroy the so-called white man. So that's the only time that anyone's going to get peace. Is when that white man is destroyed off the face of the earth. We brought it out. Let me just read the end of that again. How beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. So that peace isn't going to come until that sword is snatched from Esau, right? His blessing. When Yahweh snatches that blessing from him, then there's going to be peace. And this is the gospel, the true gospel. There has to be war in heaven before there's peace on earth, right? And it deals with the main thing is Esau being destroyed for good and reserved to a slave in the kingdom. That's it. I can be there wherever you need to be.
You can use your phone too, brother, if you want.
Okay, yeah, it's probably easier.
Yeah, go ahead and grab me just look at Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1.
Chapter 4, 1. This is out of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh.
Right, man. This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh, because what you got to realize is this book is the book of life, man. All right, this was written in order to direct the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, how to live, man. All right, and ultimately how to rule, because the planet Earth was created for our sakes, man. The planet Earth was created for us to rule over, man. Go ahead, man.
And the law that endureth forever, all they that kept it shall come to life.
Right, all they that kept it, because 2/3 are going to die, man. 2/3 aren't going to be able to cleave unto it and to keep it, man. You see, that's why the book of Psalms says that ye are gods, but ye shall die like men, referring to the Israelites. Ye are gods, but you're going to die like men, because you left off my law, statutes, and commandments. You went out into the world and became Gentiles, became Americans, became
Blacks, Mexicans.
Yeah, blacks, Mexicans, or you may be living in India. All right, you became an East Indian, but really your seed goes back to the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, go ahead, brother.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
Right, but all they that keep it shall come to life, man. So this is how you come to life. This is how you survive. This is how you live. Because the Israelites were scattered everywhere, man. Throughout all these various captivities that we've been under, you know, making up the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American. But with that being said, they've been scattered everywhere. So you might have Israelites that look and might be a certain way, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, man, that I was telling the brother earlier that with the power of the Heavenly Father, man, nothing can stop you from getting into this truth. All right, because we're both talking about our fathers in the flesh, how they both have a military background. With that being said, and in the military, yeah, he is too. And the military, they break you down to nothing and then build you back up the way that they want you to be a proper servant to Esau, man. Okay, and that's what we're gonna do to the heathen, is break them down and build them back up in that manner. All right, but with that being said, you got brothers that are in this truth. All right, we got two brothers in the camp, particularly, who have a military background. But you see, there's nothing that if you have Yahweh Shai dealing with you, man, that you can't do. Okay, and that's why all these times that Israel prevailed over their enemies was all by the hands of Yahweh Shai. So you see, my father, he I don't. Like, I'll tell him some truth, but it's not like, nothing in depth, because, I've tried. But, this man's been corrupted by what they did to him in the military. Although, I'll love for him or what have you, but at the end of the day, man, we just gotta move and Yahweh's will be done. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 53:10. The brother's talking about how he break you down, build you back up in the same fashion. Yahweh is going to break the men of his truth down with these afflictions, with these vexations of knowing his truth. And he did the same thing to Yahweh Shai. Isaiah 53:10. Let it please the Lord to bruise him.
Why? Why did it please him to bruise him, man? Was the Most High just like, I feel like bruising him, man. I feel like, no, man. The reason why it pleased him to bruise him, well, one, is because prophecy was being fulfilled, and two, because it was perfecting Yahweh Shai. see, that's why it pleases him when we come into this truth and why we get chastised. All right, as a father, if you discipline your son and he receives it and he grows from it, you're going to be very pleased, man. Okay, so that's what's going on here. Go ahead, brother.
He hath put him to grief when thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin.
Right, an offering for sin. All right, to please or to quail the wrath of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, man, for what you so-called white folks have done unto the Israelites, and you Israelites have done unto yourselves, man. Because ultimately, yeah. I don't know, honestly. But yeah, man. So you see that judgment is coming, but Esau ain't gonna be quailed from Esau. Esau's gonna catch that out, man. But it's been quailed for you elect members of Israel. Just like the brother started out with this lesson, we're in the time of grace right now. What's that mean? That means you have a grace period to get right. But once that grace period is over, man, that's your ass. If you don't have the check to pay the rent, your ass is out on the streets. All right, that's the same within the truth. You don't have that check to pay the rent, so to speak, and you're gonna catch that thermonuclear destruction, man, or famine, or whatever the case might be. You're gonna see a lot of gruesome death. All right, and the world ain't ready for it, man. All right, you see any little bit of bloodshed, and people panic. I mean, I've seen grown ass men who look like they can hold their own faint because they saw somebody get a deep cut. How much more when Jacob's trouble comes, man? How much more when you're seeing people getting their face bit off by other people running past them?
That's the spirit too. I was thinking cannibalism.
Yep.
Like if cannibalism is coming to America in a crazy way, you know? For these vile ass Edomites and shit, they don't like that. That's not going to affect them too much. They're nasty. I used to sell life insurance, and I had a lady said, "Oh, I'm not going to buy him a policy for my husband because when he dies, I'm just going to cook him up and eat him." You know? And she jokingly said that, but that was the spirit that put those words in her mouth, man. Because hey, these Edomites are vile, man, and they're going to be not only Edom but also Israel are going to be doing this thing. Because hey, starvation is a motherfucker. We haven't been there yet. You know, that's why it's good to fast and prepare. You know, you can fast for a day or so in the street. Hey, do it. It's going to be for your own goodness of yourself. You know. You said 4, right? 4, right? That's what we were talking about earlier. You know, we take a little while to get through these chapters, these precepts. This is Baruch 4 and 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
Right, turn ye and take hold of this truth, man, and walk in the presence of the light. You see, we're out here in darkness. All right, without these lights, it would be a lot harder to see, man, especially without the moon and these natural lights. As well, you wouldn't see a damn thing. So you're walking, you're stumbling, you're falling, you're drowning. All right, but with this light, you're able to see where you're going, man. You're able to survive. You're able to watch your step. Okay, now that's the same within this truth, man. Go ahead, brother. This word is that light. Okay, Yahushai is the word. Go ahead, brother.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
Illuminated, man. Illuminated, meaning, and that goes into Matthew, the 5th chapter. All right, to light your candle and put it up high, so the world could see your godly works, man. And you don't light a candle and you hide it under a bed, but you're illuminated. Meaning that the world goes on doing their bullshit, but yet they turn around and they see you and they see a particular way on how a man needs to conduct himself. You see, or a woman. All right, if you're a sincere woman about this thing, instead of concentrating on the bullshit or whatever it is that you're doing, show yourself to be an example. I don't know how many women I've seen that are Israelites who say they are Israelites, but yet they're scoffing and talking stuff to the men in this truth. Just be an example, man. Just stay in your lane. Be an example to how you should be. Then, if we're doing it wrong, then show us, man. Instead of talking all this shit and there ain't nothing on your board, no videos, no nothing. All right, or nothing of the sort. All right. Just be an example and show us how to be then. All right, but you never see that, man. Because the only people lifting this banner and running for that full charge, man, is being done right here, man.
Right.
Right.
If you want to think we're crazy for claiming that we're the prophets, then hey, guess what? You were the
Then who
same
are?
spirit. Then who is? And not only that, you were the same spirit that was saying Yahweh Shah was not a prophet. You know? In Rome.
But who was the prophets in their eyes during the temple of Rome? The Sadducees and the Pharisees.
Kind of like today's Creflo Dollars, Joel Osteen, you know, all of these mega church type people who are making a ton of money off the truth and keeping on people in the grave.
And they're loved by their people. They're not.
Those guys are not hated. Those guys are not scoffed or mocked. You know, I wish I was scoffed and mocked, bruised, whipped by the rod of men.
What did Isaiah say? That I didn't hesitate to give my back to the smiters and my face to the spit. I set my face like a flint against my enemies, man. We come out here bold, man. We come out here willing to die for this truth if that's what needs to happen today, man.
These Christian pastors, and they're in a nice warm church where they never show their face outside in the public unless they're out there just buying food.
Standing out here right now? Hell no. No, this is not his lot.
He certainly wasn't standing outside when that flood happened. He locked them doors and didn't let nobody in.
He locked the door. So that was the only time he was ridiculed. But these people are so foolish. They're still filling up this church and his pockets. You know?
What did I say earlier? Medium. Which I gotta change that. Medium, that is
Compliment to him. This is Baruch 4:3. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
right. Don't be giving these things that are profitable unto you Israelites to a strange nation, man. Cast not thy pearls before swine. Showing you clearly that this is only for Israel, man. All right, this truth is only for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, you 12 tribes of Israel, whithersoever you be, man. Okay?
Because it's a waste of time to share this doctrine with the Edomite, you know? All you're going to do is cut him with the Bible.
Yep.
You know, there's nothing good that can come out of you teaching the truth to an Edomite.
Because it don't belong to them. It's profitable only into the elect of Israel.
You know, the part that they always believe is that when you tell an Edomite, hey, the blessing of the Edomite is the sword. Yeah, they're down with that thing, right? They're like, yeah, we are badasses. We're the Marines, like your brother was reading about your fathers being in the military. You know, Esau's okay with that part of the Bible, but when it gets to the bitter and saying, hey, this sword's going to be taken from you, now all of a sudden they don't want to be the Edomites, you know? That's his spirit. Esau, just like when Esau was dying, when he asked his brother Jacob for some pottage and some soup, you know, he was only concerned about that moment, you know. He wasn't concerned about his birthright. He wanted to eat that meat whether it was cooked or not. That's still the same spirit that these Edomites have, man. You know, they're okay with the sweet, but they can never take the bitter, especially on this truth.
As soon as they hear the bitter, they get pissed off and violent.
And soon it's going to be physical. You know, they're going to want to put hands on the Israelites, starting out with the prophets. You know, the elders were bringing that out. Elder Jabbar was on the subject of the guillotine. You know? They have those guillotines, man. Not there just there for show. Eventually, when we refuse those microchips, some of us will have to die for this testimony. This is Baruch 4:4. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to Yahweh are made known unto us.
Right. They're made known unto us, man. This truth is flourishing. Go ahead.
Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel.
The memorial, why? Because they've been getting destroyed, man. Their enemies have been bearing rule over them, making them what? Memorial. Go ahead.
You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction.
So who is this done to, man? Who's been sold to the nations? Whose history does this line up? Go ahead, brother.
So-called black, Native American, and so-called Hispanic.
And not for your what?
Not for your destruction.
So you didn't go into slavery and captivity for your destruction. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Go ahead.
But because he moved Yahweh to wrath.
But because you moved the Most High to wrath, man. So now you're catching judgment for having moved him to wrath. Okay, that's why we're going into the things that we're going to. That's why the so-called white man is in rulership in any way, shape, or form, and that's why this image was allowed to be put up. All right, because we went off, not because Esau has any sort of power. Okay,
Esau could have stayed in the caves if we would have just kept on our course.
Yep, and it says that in the book of Psalms. All right, had you hearkened in the beginning, your enemies would have been destroyed a long time ago. There would be no such thing as a Edomite today.
Yeah, did you say Psalms?
Hey, if that would have been the case, then we really could have said, oh, Esau was destroyed a long time ago. We really could have said that argument that these Edomites say today.
Vocab.
Yeah, because King David, what did he say? You know, he was commanded to destroy the heathen.
Nope.
You know, but
Nope, and that's why Saul lost his spirit, because he didn't. He didn't listen to that. He didn't adhere to that commandment. Go ahead, brother. Jump to. Hold the root and jump back. Go ahead and jump to Jeremiah 30 and 15.
Jeremiah 30 and 15. Why criest thou for thine affliction?
Right. Why are you crying for your affliction? All right, go ahead. Because we were the ones that went off and caused that affliction to come to us, man. Just like if somebody goes and murders somebody, and then now their judgment is to get murdered, or they get the death penalty, and they're crying, oh man, why do I need to die? What do you mean? What do you mean? What are you crying for, man? You just did the same thing to somebody else. All right, you knew what the judgment would have been, but yet you went and did it anyway. Or you go steal something, you have to go do community service, and you're crying about it. What you crying for, man? You should, just like they tell you, you
gotta do the time.
Yep. Go ahead, man.
Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude.
Right. Thy sorrow is incurable. There ain't anything to deliver you Israelites from your sorrow, man. Like, no matter how many blunts you want to smoke, how many fifths you want to drink, all right, how many self-motivating seminars or whatever the hell it is you're going to, how much sage you want to burn, how many Hail Marys you want to do to the so-called that so-called white Christ. All right, it ain't gonna save you.
How many poor people you want to feed?
Nope.
You know? This is the stuff you need to feed. The prophets is giving out the bread, the true bread.
Nope. There ain't no greater service that's happening right now.
Ain't no rally, no rally, no protest is gonna save you either.
Nope. No walk.
No million-man march. None of that. This is the truth right here. You feed the poor.
Hey, look what they had out here, brother. They had the this right here, North Denver. They used to have the La Raza riots, man. You had Ishikar stomping these streets, protesting for rights. And now look what you have, man. Now this place is I mean, you still got some pockets of Jakes in here, but for the most part, man, you see a lot of Edomites around. Which back in the day you wouldn't have saw that. Esau would have got, physically attacked for being out here, man. But you see that what did all those protests and things bring them, man? Nothing but gentrification. That's all this place has been hit with. They hit you with higher taxes. Now all you niggas are out of the hood. now you're spread thin and you ain't seeing no more of those marches. That didn't give you nothing, man. So that wound is incurable. There ain't no remedy for you Israelites, man.
There ain't nothing new under the sun.
That's why Nat Turner didn't make it, man. Just like my brother said earlier, Che Guevara, all right, Cesar Chavez, all right, all these different guys, man. That's why they couldn't make it, because there ain't no cure for you Israelites, man. But we're about to expound on it. Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna go really quick into Maccabees 1 and 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go make a covenant with the heathen
Right.
that are round about us.
So when Esau began to raise up and conquer, all right, you had Israelites that were going, oh, let's make a covenant with Esau, Edom. Let's go be his friend. Let's go follow about his ways. All right, in these guys' minds, that was their remedy. That was their cure. That was their way out, their
That
scapegoat.
was their comfort.
Yep.
Just like the Israelites down in Babylon, they're the same way.
And they're, come on, Jake. We'll give you guys the Colosseums.
God,
We'll give you guys football.
God,
We'll give you a company phone.
God. And it's sickening, you know what I mean? You got our women, they think it's they're not even offended when they call each other bitches, you know? Like they even say, I'm that bitch. You know what I mean?
Yep.
This shows you a reprobate mind. It's put on our women, and our men also. You know? They're reserved to nothing. Esau's kingdom. Esau's got them all fucked up, and that vibration he uses through his music, through the Illuminati's vibration of they use those death angels, those wicked Israelites, to push that music, and our younger generations, they're all fucked up. The way they think, everything, man.
Yep.
It's sickening.
Yep.
Let me just read this one. Maccabees 1 and 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. All right?
So they went to the king to do after the ordinances of the heathen. Hey, why don't you open up schools so we can learn what you guys learn? So we can learn about your gods and your deities. And then why don't you put your fashion outlets out here on our streets? All right, teach our women how to dress. Teach our men how to act.
And going through the school this week, I was watching the movie Gladiator. You know, I saw that movie the first time when it came out. You know, it was a good movie. But you see it the first time and you don't have no knowledge and you don't really know what's going on. Now you see it when you in the truth, you see the movie with spiritual eye. So I was through that whole movie. If you remember, they're telling the guy, what was his name, Maximus, played by Russell Crowe, who's an Edomite. And in that movie, he was like, the whole time he's just trying to fight for his freedom. He's a gladiator so he can get rewarded with freedom. And when you think about it, he's always been in captivity. He wasn't an Edomite. You know, they even changed the faces of not only of the judges and the Habashai, but even of the gladiators. You know what I mean, in the movies. The guy was looking for his freedom, fighting for his freedom. There are no Edomites fighting for their freedom in the ancient times.
Just like
man.
the Egyptian movies that we did. Just like in the last samurai had to be a goddamn Edomite, man. The last Mohican had to be a goddamn Edomite.
They take it all. They're what in the old movie with Charlton Heston, Ten Commandments, the Edomites are the Israelites and the Egyptians.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
All the superheroes got to be Edomites. But then they gave you guys Wakanda, and you guys made a movement about it. See, man, there ain't no remedy for you except for one, which we're gonna get into. Go ahead and jump back to Isaiah, Jeremiah.
Oh, you do?
Go ahead and jump over.
Okay. This is Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30 and 13. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines.
Right, there were no healing medicines for you, man. What was I saying? You can't go to the doctor and get prescribed a bunch of Xanax, and that's going to eliminate this. Right, go ahead, man.
And not only are they,
And that's why I said that men will crawl for wine. That's all you have is this little weak ass like substitute to get your mind away from where it is. All right, that's what the word fun actually means. Distraction. Distraction from what? From what's going on in the world, man. death and destruction and calamity is here, man. The time of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is here. It ain't time to be being distracted, man. But you know, you're gonna have to do what you have. You're gonna have to work. You know, you're gonna have to, go about your daily life. Whatever you like to work out, go work out. But make sure this truth is your priority, man. Because ain't nothing that you're spending your time doing is gonna be more important than this thing. Beneficial for Jacob's trouble.
Right, and not only the healing medicine that it's talking about, it's not just physical that you're sick, also spiritual, man. You're literally sick in the head if you're still in Christianity. You're sick in the head if you're, hearkening to anything else aside from this truth.
Homosexualism, eating swine's flesh.
Right, or listening to the gates, who are the prophets, right? You got to gain access. You need to hearken to this truth, man. Otherwise, destruction for you. This is Jeremiah 30 and 14. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy.
That's right, man. Ain't nobody gives a shit about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. The so-called white man don't give a fuck about you. The so-called Chinese man at these restaurants don't give a damn about you, man. All right, the Elamite at the gas station don't give a shit about you. You see, at the end of the day, man, the only person that cares about you is also your only remedy.
That's the spirit, because I was reading earlier today, and I got a quick reset that just came in. This is Psalms 87 and 2, if the Spirit's working with us. Psalms 87 and 2, here it is. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob.
All the dwellings of Jacob.
We already told you who the gates were. It's his prophets, his men, the ones who hold the truth. He like Christians, they're right away like, oh, God loves everybody. No, but even a 2/3 of his nation, of his chosen people, he still has the only ones he really cares about are the prophets and the 1/3.
So how much more you Edomites? How much more of those that are outside the gates? He likes the gates even more than those that are inside the gates. Well, how much more of those that are outside?
Jeremiah 30 and 14. Middle of the verse. I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one.
Right, with the wound of the enemy and the chastisement of the cruel one. I have created the waster to destroy. So who is this fitting now? Go ahead and grab me Genesis 27, 40, and 40.
This is Genesis 27 and 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
Right, this is the blessing of Esau Edom, man, the so-called Caucasoid, the so-called white man. By thy sword shalt thou live. Who has all the garrisons across the world? All right, Esau Edom. Go ahead, brother.
And shalt serve thy brother.
Shall serve his brother, who is Jacob, because the earth was created for us, and this is why Esau salty. What did we say earlier, man? Esau's trying to take our blessing, take the kingdom, take the world. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So there would be a time in which Esau was underneath us, and then he would rise above us and then put that yoke upon us. So you see the tables have turned, but yet they're going to turn back right side up, because at the beginning, when the world was created, everything was perfectly in order. Okay? But Esau has perverted the planet because he was put on top. Now that's good on that, brother. Go ahead and jump back now to Jeremiah 30 and read that verse again. Okay? Because he would break the yoke from off the neck of Jacob. Okay?
This is Jeremiah
That's the
30.
last piece there.
I'm going to start at the last 14. With the chastisement of a cruel one for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased.
So obviously, then this is telling you it's Esau. Esau would break that bond from off his neck and then rule over his brother being Jacob. Okay. Now go ahead and grab me. I want you to grab me where you left off, where I was reading for you in Nahum 1 and let's start at 14.
Nahum 1 and 13. For now will I break his yoke from off thee.
Right now, so Esau broke his yoke off. Esau broke his yoke that we had upon him, and put it upon us. But then what? Now the most Yahweh. All right, our remedy. What did I say, man? That there is no remedy, but there is one remedy, which is Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai, man? Okay, Yahweh Shai is coming to break that yoke from off of our neck now, man. Okay, it's been so long since Esau has had a yoke that if you type in yoke on Google, it's gonna yoke of iron. It's gonna pop up so-called Negroes, man. It's gonna pop up Israelites. Okay, but you can't type it in, and you're not gonna see an Edomite with a yoke on. That ain't gonna happen. So, but you see, you are gonna soon, man. Every Edomite that you see is going to have a yoke in one way, shape, or form upon his neck until they are consumed completely and utterly destroyed. Okay? Was that it on that
Showing
verse?
you the balance. You know? And will burst thy bonds in sunder.
And will burst thy bonds in sunder. So now go ahead and grab me Lamentations 3 and the last two verses.
This is Lamentations chapter 3 and verse 65.
Chapter 4.
Actually, that was kind of good. You see it? Lamentations 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom.
Right. Rejoice and be glad, O Esau, Edom, so-called white man. Go and live it up, man. Go, because right now the yoke's on us. But what did we just read? That the yoke would have went from on you to on us, and now it's going to be turned right back where it needs to be, in order, which is upon you. Go ahead, bro.
That dwelleth in the land of Uz.
Go ahead.
The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
The cup of judgment that's upon us right now. Right now, there's no curing, no remedy for us except for Yahweh. All right, through Yahweh Shai. All right, but now there's going to be no remedy for Esau except for death, man. That's really your only remedy. That's the earth's only remedy, is the death of Esau, man. Go ahead, brother.
Thou shalt
Which comes through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So at the end of the day, it's still Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, brother. Slash.
Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked.
Right? He's being exposed, man. We're coming out here and we're telling you that the so-called white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, and that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Bible who the world has been given unto, man. Go ahead, brother.
Not only that, you listen, I was at work listening to these two Edomite women talk. And their conversations are all filth, man.
Oh, yeah.
They have nothing to bring to the table, man. And then you always know how whenever Edomites are around, they try to be down with the Israelites. They try to relate. Hey, it can't be like that. There's two different types of nations, two different people, all vile and sick. Along with two of our own people, we get to gather in this oil, this wisdom. We know what it is. We know what we're doing.
Funny, man. The Israelites constantly are seeking the approval of Jacob. And these 2/3 are constantly seeking the approval of Esau.
Could I bring something out? They're kind of, when you're talking about remedies and stuff like that, you go to a doctor, this and that. Well, you have to believe that that's going to help you out. So right now, these false churches, everybody else got these 2/3 on the placebo effect. They're making them think that they are God and they're going to help them out. So,
Exactly what it is. That's why they were selling those placebo wristbands. So, this will help you cure cancer. But all it was just the belief that it would help you.
If you're sick, ultimately, what's going to heal you is Yahweh. You're not going to get no comfort from Esau's medicine.
and then the thing is, here in this truth, to actually have that placebo effect to do, you have to believe the entire scroll. You know, the entire book. So the person that's giving it to you has to believe it's gonna work, and this is how things are gonna go. And the person receiving it has to believe. See, in these false churches, they don't believe the entire book. They cut things out of it, and they only believe so much of it. And a lot of them say, "Well, I don't even believe half of it, if that." You know, so how is someone that they're giving it to gonna believe in that?
Right?
They only accept the prosperity part.
Yeah.
They don't accept the goodness. Because when John ate the scroll, he spit in his mouth and was bitter in his stomach. These Christians, all these heathen, third rivers, that's all they want to do is just to sweet. This is verse 21, the last part of it. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
Right, daughter of Zion, meaning daughter of Israel, the Israelites.
God.
Your punishment is accomplished, meaning what? That this yoke is being taken off and given unto who?
He will no more.
Go ahead.
Read the O daughter of Zion part?
Yeah.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
Yep. Visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. Okay, so no longer are we going to be chastised, man. But the chastisement is going to be upon the so-called white man. All right, upon Esau, Edom, upon our enemy. Now grab me the second.
He says, he will discover thy sins.
Now grab me second Ezra 6. Oh yeah, 6 and 6.
Okay, this is 2nd Esdras 6 and 6. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and though none other. Oh, I'm sorry, and through none other.
Right, the entire creation was spoken to existence by Yahweh, man. Go ahead.
By me also they shall be ended.
Right, so in the destruction
By
of
none
Esau,
other.
Edom, what were we breaking down? By the destruction of Esau, Edom, man, peace shall flourish. Okay? And so by the hand of our Redeemer, of our remedy, all right, Yahweh Shai, that this commandment was spoken by the mouth of Yahweh, all right, will these things be ended here, man? We're talking about the end of the world, destruction, judgment day, all right? Go ahead.
In the same fashion with Moses, and when he led the Israelites out of Egypt, did Moses take it by the sword, deliver his people?
Yeah, he didn't go and start a rebellion against Egypt and say, all right, we're gonna devise a plan on the day of Passover. We're gonna sneak into 45 Egyptian homes and kill 45 firstborn children.
God.
No, man. The angel of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai did these miracles, man, by the commandment and the word of Yahweh.
God. And really, that angel, that was those chariots, you know. That spirit of death came upon those Egyptians. You know? In the same fashion, the chariots are going to destroy Esau and Edom. Right? And we're not going to have to lift a finger. Right? And when Moses have that we have faith, you know, that's where it starts. Faith to do the works. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
Right, so after this was being said by the angel, Ezra was like, well, when is this going to be? When is the end of the world going to be? When is judgment day going to happen? Go ahead.
Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
Showing you that Ezra already knew that it wouldn't be the end of all creation. Okay, but the beginning of the first. It would be the time of a new age, man. All right, the ultimate age, which is the never-ending age, which is the kingdom of heaven here on earth, established by Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai and his elect. Go ahead.
Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
Right, the beginning of it that followeth. There's a governing body being prepared to rule over the planet Earth right now, right? And that's the elect, the 144,000. All right, go ahead, brother.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him.
What we say, man, the prophecies. We must go precept upon precept. So now what Ezra is referring to, or it's like an angel is referring to, all right, is going back to Jacob and Esau. See, this thing begins with Jacob and Esau and it ends with Jacob and Esau. Go ahead, bro.
When Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Right, Esau came out of the womb first, meaning showing that he was going to be the first to bear that rule. All right, in all of its authority and power. Even when Israel ruled, they didn't rule over the whole planet Earth. Okay, so Esau would be the first to rule, and Jacob's hand was holding Esau's heel when he came out of the womb. So this signified something.
And that was a good statement that he said, because when Israel ruled, like the brother said, Israel didn't rule the whole earth. Why? Because they don't have that same spirit as Esau. You know? They were content, they just went off, you know, and got punished by the sword. This is 2 Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
So Esau would be the end. It would be Esau's end, man. So when this destruction comes, it's going to be the end of the so-called white man's rulership, man. Go ahead, bro.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
All right, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So just like we got since the beginning, going into Jeremiah, going into the Apocrypha. All right, that yoke is being taken off of our neck and given unto our captive. The captives, as it is written in the book of Habakkuk. All right, the captives shall become the captive. All right, go ahead, brother, and jump to.
I'm going to just bring out this precept. This is Genesis 25 and 26. And after that, let me jump to 25. Genesis 25:25. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
Right, the first, because he came out of the womb first, just like we read. So this is what was being referred to. That's why if Ezra wasn't reading it, what are you talking about? Go ahead, brother.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
So you read this story, you're just like, oh, his hand held Esau's. A lot of people might not even remember that part. But you see these things, a lot of things in this Bible were done being
Parables.
symbolic. Yeah, being symbolic for a prophecy or a parable, as the brother had said. Go ahead.
And his name was called Jacob.
Right, and his name was called Jacob. Right, and being the forefather, the patriarch of the 12 tribes of Israel.
And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
That's good on that. Go ahead.
I started getting into that.
Go ahead and jump to back to that 4 and start at 22.
Baruch 4 in verse 22. For my hope is in everlasting that he will save you, and joy is come unto me.
Right, that he will save you, man. Our remedy, our deliverer, and joy has come unto us, man. Go ahead, brother. That's why this thing is called the good news, man. The gospel meaning good news. It's joy for the Israelites, man. Go ahead, brother.
And joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting, our Savior.
It shall soon come, man. It's already happening on a spiritual level, but you're going to see it in the physical. Go ahead, brother.
For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but Yahweh will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever.
Okay.
Like as now the neighbors of Sion have seen your captivity.
Right, the neighbors of Zion, of other nations, have seen the captivity of the so-called Negro Latino people. Go ahead.
So shall they see shortly your salvation from our power.
They're going to see the salvation upon these same people, man. Specifically the elect thereof, man. All right, go ahead, brother.
Which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of everlasting.
What is that? Those chariots, man. We're going to be picked up by them chariots. The elect of the house of Israel, man.
See, the Spirit's working, and it is. I got wisdom of Solomon, 5 and 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
Right, this is terrifying to Esau Edom to see us out here breaking down this truth. Okay? Because why? Because it's symbolic of what? Their end. Go ahead, bro.
And and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
Shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation because it's going to be done by those chariots. Go ahead, brother.
So far beyond all that they looked for.
Yep, so far beyond all that they have seen. Right here.
Man, they're not expecting the men of Yahweh to be taken up in a so-called UFO. They've been taught that's a little green man, and they start you at a young age. Because I was watching cartoons with my little 6-year-old, you know, and I noticed, man, right away they show the UFOs and the chariots. They show little green aliens, you know. They have all kinds of movies and cartoons based on UFOs, but there's always some type of alien involved. Luke 4:25. My children suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from Yahweh.
Suffer what? Not at all. Suffer patience.
Patient
So
wrath.
what did I say, man? You gotta endure. Right? You set your mind to endure and to be patient for the mercies that are to come that we just are reading about. Even though you walk about this place, you see fucking sodomites, people afflicting not only you but your children. All right, everybody around you. All right, just afflicting the brotherhood, man. Trying to get you fired from your job or whatever the case might be. All right, stay patient, man, because our reward is coming. Go ahead, bro.
For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction.
What's been being said, man? Look, the yoke is being taken off our neck and given to our enemy. He has afflicted us, but shortly we shall see his destruction. You see? So we understand this, man. What does the book of Revelation 13 and 9 through 10 say? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. And then it ends off by saying, here is the patience and the faith of the saints. We're staying patient and knowing that our enemies are going to be subdued, man.
And just think, man, if the truth was meant for all the Israelites, like before the destruction, just imagine how much fear would be in these Edomites if you had all kinds of Israelites walking around, Israelite men walking around with their beards fully grown, following the laws. I mean, that would scare the shit out of you. You know what I mean? Knowing that they can't be part of it. This is Baruch 4 and 25, the second part of that verse. But shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck.
Woo! What we're gonna be doing, man? Treading upon his neck. Oh man. Right, let me go ahead and stop it right there, brother. Let me grab this closing step. I forgot what it was. I know it's Romans here. I just forgot what it was off the top of my head.
I'm just gonna keep reading some of this.
This is Romans 16 and 20. And the power of peace, being Yahweh Shai, shall bruise Satan under your feet shortly. All right, what did it say? Read that one more time.
Baruch 4 and 25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from Yahweh, for thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck.
Shall tread upon his neck. Romans 16 and 22, and the power of peace shall bruise Satan under your feet. What does that mean? You're gonna be treading upon him. Okay. You're gonna be stepping upon his neck, man. Shortly, the grace of our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach be with you. Amen.
God, and why are we going to be treading on him? Because he's going to be reserved unto stubborn. Yep. You know what I mean? Literally, you're going to be walking on ashes, man. That's all Esau will be in that day.
We could either close, or if you had any more precepts you want to bring out, brother. I mean, we could go a little bit further on that. Go ahead.
I was just going to bring this up. This is Malachi 4 and 3. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, saith Yahweh of hosts.
Beautiful precept, brother. Beautiful. So what is that showing? Precept upon precept. All right, you shall go read that
That
one
was
more
the
time.
spirit,
Read that one
brother,
more time,
because
Mike.
I just went to Malachi and then read that, and I didn't realize that it was that on
I
point.
thought you were still in Baruch.
No, I didn't realize it was that on point, but when we read it, it was right on point.
Yeah, read
This
it
is
again.
Malachi 4 and 3. And ye shall tread down the wicked,
Right,
for
the
they,
wicked being Esau, Edom. Go ahead.
for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in
Right.
the day that I shall do this.
Ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that he shall do this, in the day in which he shall come physically to take that yoke from off our neck and upon the neck of Esau, Edom, and all these other heathen roundabout, man. Because just like Esau has defiled them, we're gonna break them down and build them back up the way that they need to be.
Con. I'll just finish off this short chapter.
Con.
Because it's all fire. Saith the Lord of hosts. This is Malachi 4 and 4. Remember ye the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all of Israel.
Remember the law, man. The law is the beginning. Okay? Foundation. All right, what do we get out of Baruch 4 and 1? All right, now this is the way of life. Go ahead, brother.
For all Israel with the statutes and judgments. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
Meaning showing you the prophets who be out here, man.
Starting out with Abba Bivens.
Abba Bivens, and going back to John the Baptist was Elijah the prophet, man. And then yet he came back through the Spirit another time, man. All right? Go ahead, brother.
And Yahweh Shai confirmed to the people that indeed John was Elijah.
Yep.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
And that's what he's doing, man. Reforming Israel in order for salvation to come.
And literally, that was a circle. It was a circle. We started out with that. Prophets of the earth. Elijah coming back and bringing us remembrance. And also, we're rehearsing the righteous acts. Because it's a rehearsal, because in the kingdom, we ain't going to have to rehearse it. It's going to be second nature. Right? It's like riding a bike. And with that, we are really good. You got anything to say, Brother Justin? Brother John? With that, we are the real Hebrew Israelites. We want to give all praise and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakah, Quadash.
We want to give double honors to our elders who are the apostles, the great millstone, for teaching us this truth. I also want to acknowledge all of the Akim who are pushing the truth with sincerity, who are the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.